So I don't know about you guys, but I hate the what's for dinner game. Have you played that game? It's where all of a sudden you realize that it's like the end of the day, you gotta feed the tiny humans. Yet again, you have no idea what anyone's going to eat. No one can decide on anything. You have nothing in the house, you're running around, and then you end up eating like cheap junky pizza or something like that, and then you get that mom guilt. Yeah, me too. This is what our family does to banish the what's for dinner game and to start eating our ways healthy and fit, because nutrition is important and sorely lacking in our day and age. Now, I do not claim to be perfect at this because our family falls into those traps as well quite often. But when we do these things to set ourselves up for success, it really does take a little bit of planning, and it gives us those great results when we're not having to play what's for dinner. We're not going round and round. This isn't an overwhelming process. And so I think this is something that is important. In our modern day, it's so easy to just run through, get food from somewhere, throw a microwave dinner in, or something like that. And we are sorely lacking in true solid nutrition. And I think it is so important that we take the nutrition of our bodies and our children's very, very seriously. Understanding what's in our food, what we're fueling ourselves with, makes such a difference in every aspect of our lives. When you look at the rates of obesity and disease, and honestly just depression and discomfort of the common American, it really is an epidemic that we need to be paying attention to and making mindful, intentional choices moving forward. And so these are things that our family does that really helps us with this process, and I thought I would just share them here today, and maybe they might be an encouragement to you as well. One of my favorite things that we've been doing is setting themes to each day. For us especially, we are a large family. There are a lot of people, a lot of opinions that can come into our daily meals. And so kind of setting a theme to everything. We might have one day that's Mexican food, right? One day that is just eating out on the grill. One day that is something I can, a soup or a crock pot type thing. Being able to set a theme to each day, taking the favorite things that your family loves to eat and breaking them up by theme really does help. It helps in a few different ways. One, it's easier for you because for us, every Sunday is pizza day. I know that day's pizza. End of story. I don't have to think about it. I know every Tuesday is Taco Tuesday, right? Like you can kind of break down those dates that you've given themes to, and it helps you kind of focus on what it is that you need to figure out, plan, and prepare for that day. It also helps our kiddos. Like I said, we got a big family, we got extended family, there's a lot of people we feed on a daily basis. It allows people to kind of have a heads up of, oh, hey, I know on this day we do this. I'm not a big pizza person, so I know on Sunday I either have a little something different that I want to do for me, or if I'm going to be doing fasting or whatever it is that I'm doing, I can plan accordingly. Same thing for other kids. Now, Thursday's meal might not be their favorite thing in the whole wide world, so either they might have a little something that they prepare separately, or they know, hey, I just got to get through Thursday. I really like what we have on Fridays, so I can make it through. It's all going to be okay. Setting themes is really helpful when you're trying to beat the what's for dinner blues. My second tip would be to keep a list of your family favorites. We have our little recipe book here, and it is stocked full of little note cards and recipes of our family's favorite things. There's no sense in preparing a bunch of food that everybody's going to complain about or not want to eat anyways. You're just wasting your money and time. And I know sometimes I would get on these kicks where I wanted to try all these new foods and all these new things, just to realize that I cooked a bunch of food that really nobody wanted to eat, because they have their things that are their favorites and they would prefer if that's what we were eating. Now, it's okay to try new foods, of course, absolutely, but maybe keep the tried and true favorites in your normal rotation and then kind of just mix those in, instead of feeling overwhelmed like you have to constantly be trying something new. It's okay to be a little boring. I know our family absolutely is, but again, having that kind of boring base of here's what we're going to make, for anybody who does want to add a little something extra in, it can always go along with some of those tried and true favorite staples that you have worked in your weekly themes. And so going through each family member, I've honestly started with all the kids and said, okay, what are your favorite meals that we could make? And I write them all down, and then I go to my husband and go, okay, which of these are like absolute no-goes, you will not eat this for dinner? He might be the hardest one to work into the menu here. So I give him that veto power there. We go through, and then that gives us this great list of, okay, these are the things our family really likes to eat. Maybe you have 1 week's worth of meals, maybe you have a couple weeks worth of meals, and then you can rotate them through. But finding those favorites and just kind of plotting them out on a calendar really does make it helpful to know what everybody wants to eat. Maybe give yourself a couple days in there to spice it up and try something different, and then just rotate through those favorites. And the third and most important point here is to have simple solutions for solid nutrition. Really understanding what it is that you're consuming. What are you fueling your body with? What are your children fueling their bodies with? The more we understand nutrition, the more we look at what we're putting into our bodies is really going to have such a major impact on all areas of our lives, especially children with things like ADHD, with skin issues, with different sensitivities and things. You're going to see such an improvement when you start looking at nutrition. What are the drinks you're consuming all day, right? How much water are we taking in? Are we drinking lots of sugary sodas and juices? Those things are going to have a major impact. And then we look at our food. What type of food are we eating? I know for our family, we tried going plant-based for the longest time, and the health issues we had just continued to get worse and worse and worse. I was gaining weight, I was feeling worse, kids were having issues, and it was really frustrating because honestly, nobody wanted to be eating the stuff in the first place. So then every day it was an argument trying to get my kids to eat all the vegetables. And so when our family switched to the carnivore way of eating a while back, we were amazed at the results we saw. Now our family, I will be honest, it's a little more ketovore. We spent some time going very strictly carnivore, which truly means eating just meat and animal products. We saw so many results, felt so great with it. And after some time of really detoxing off all of the hard to digest plant products we were eating, there were a few things that we did bring back into our diets, but really we stay very meat based and we feel so much better because of that. Now for our family specifically, we eat 1 meal a day. The kids have something that they can eat for breakfast. There's always something that they can have if they want a little snack or they get a little hungry, want something else. But for us, late afternoon, we eat 1 large meal. I sit down and I plot this out using the things I just shared with you. Every day has a theme. We have our main meat course that we eat in that. That's either something on the grill, something cooked inside, but that is meat. Mainly beef with some chicken mixed in there. I like to have a salad for those of us who do like to have some vegetables. We have a salad that we can add into that. Again, using very clean ingredients, not adding in a bunch of junk sugars and carbs and things, especially dressings can be tricky, but having a nice healthy salad in with it. And then always finishing off our meals with a carnivore friendly dessert, which makes it so nice to sit down and have this beautiful meal. We all come together, we eat, we feel so good and fulfilled, but not overly stuffed with a bunch of junk. And because we've really paid attention to the nutritional aspect of the food we're consuming, you feel great. You're not starving shortly thereafter because you just ate a bunch of cheap carbs and now it's all processed through your system and you've crashed and you feel miserable. So that part is really nice. Again, having this simple solution with solid nutrition, make sure that our family is fueled in a way that is going to last and be good for our bodies. Beating the what's for dinner problem is so absolutely wonderful and something I appreciate each and every day. Having those simple themes put together, taking our family's favorite meals, just repeating them week in and week out, changing as the seasons go, and having a wonderful time that we look forward to. I have our Google Home system set up at a certain time each day to start playing lovely dinner music. We all come out here, I set the table, my husband starts cooking, I start prepping stuff, we sit down and have a wonderful meal and kind of close the day of work and school and other things going on and get ready for just a nice relaxing evening together. And so making sure that our family is fueled, that we're healthy, we're paying attention to the things that matter while doing so in a way that we really enjoy it, it makes it so nice because the what's for dinner, the frustration, the chaos, the just ending up with something junky because you don't know what to do, being able to banish that to solve this issue and really make it a time of enjoyment is something that I absolutely appreciate. And I hope it can be a blessing for you and your family as well. Now, this episode was part of this week's Happy Homemaking. And if you guys would like to see more about what our family does, why this is so important, and how we set a beautiful dining space every day so that our family can come together and enjoy the blessings that have unfolded around us, be sure you watch the full episode right up here. Otherwise, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, friends.